Thank you. Yeah.
Namaste. Mantra 13. So here there is no mention of asmi, right? It is asti iti eva upalabdhavyah. Both lines it is the same, right?
Correct.
And tattva bhavena and tattva bhavaha.
Correct.
So how do you make that distinction? Asti and asmi. Where is that understanding?
There's only one way to find out. What is that way?
Say ubhayo. Two.
No,
Right?
no, there's only one way to find out. What is that way? Any guesses? Any guesses?
Mahavakyam, no?
No. Bhaashyam.
Say that again, couldn't hear you.
You have to study the Bhaashyam. We have to rely on Shankara.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. So Tattva Bhavaha. If you go look carefully, he will.
That's fine. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Even Shankara may not say Asmi, the word he may not use, but the implication is Asmi.
Right. So I heard Swami Tattvavidana, not Tattvavidana, Tadatmananda's explanation. And so it's interesting. It's clear. Of course, he doesn't go into the Bhaashyam. So he said there are two steps. So first is recognizing Brahman through various attributes, Upadhi. The second is Brahman as it is, without Upadhi. So Saguna to Nirguna.
Correct. And Shankara is going to say that.
Right.
Sopadika and Nirupadika is going to say that.
Dhanyavada. I think I was impatient.
No, it's good. That's thinking ahead is good. It's definitely better. Better than catching up, constantly catching up. Okay. Hariji, please.
Guruji, I have two doubts. The first one is, can you, it is not directly connected with what you taught us today. This is regarding Drishti Srishti Vada and Srishti Drishti Vada. Can you give me a little bit of idea about
Drishti Srishti Vada. Where did you encounter that? Where did you encounter that, I said?
I was listening to one of the Vedantic talks of Swami Sarvapriyananda.
Okay. So I don't know what context he mentioned it in. But so there is the idea that the world, because you see, the world is real. Drishti Srishti Vada. Drishti is vision. So the world is perceivable by us, right? It is perceived. And therefore, Drishti is there. Creation is there. Because you see it. Because you see it. It's very obvious. It almost seems very obvious. And so, there's some technicalities around that. Okay, I don't recall all the technicalities, but it's something which is different from what we are talking about. Drishti Srishti Vada. There is. Let me find out more about that. Okay, Drishti Srishti Vada. I've also heard it, but generally we don't talk much about it in our discussion. So I'll look into the technicalities and get back to you. Okay, Hariji?
Okay. Now, my second doubt is when we are talking, when we chant that Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavir, Brahmapnu, Brahmahavudam, there again, we are talking, everything is Brahman, that is from the point of view of existence, is it not? Everything is existence or asti.
Correct. Correct.
Everything exists. The Brahman itself is pure existence. And since everything is existing, that means everything is Brahman.
So, yeah, you have to be careful. Everything exists, we know, even without studying Bhagavad Gita. Correct? Everything exists only. You exist, I exist, computer exists, everything exists. Trees exist, countries
Yeah.
exist, planets exist, galaxies exist, everything exists. Without studying Bhagavad Gita, I know everything exists.
Yeah.
But then, from this mantra, what we understand is that existence is all there is. Whatever you say is this karta, karma, karanam, sampradhanam, apadhanam, etc. that you talk about. Everything is Brahma. Everything is Brahma. Yes. And that Brahma is all there is. It's not like saying pot exists. Pot exists, but pot is clay. The whole world of ornaments is nothing but gold. And that gold is Brahma.
Pure existence.
Huh?
Pure existence.
Sorry, who is talking?
Does it mean is it pure existence?
Okay, pure existence. Yeah, you can say that. Pure existence. Correct. Correct. Exactly like pot is pure clay. Not pot was pure clay. Pot is pure clay. And pot will be, when pot is gone also, pure clay only will remain. That is the meaning of Brahma Padam Brahma. He Brahma. So yeah, I just stretched what you said. I just stretched what you said. Instead of saying everything exists. If you leave it like that, even a child will say, yeah, uncle, I know everything exists. But what you're saying is, in the essence of everything is existence. So as Vedantis, we must know how to say things, right? So we have to know the consequences of what we are saying. That is the meaning of Brahma, Padam Brahma. Right? I think you appreciate that, right?
Yeah, very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll get back to you on the Drishti Srishti Vada.
Yeah.
Okay?
Both, how do they argue? No, one is Drishti Srishti Vada, the other is Drishti Drishti Vada. There are two.
Okay.
One. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe Prasad knows something about Srishti Drishti Vada. Go ahead, Prasad.
Yeah. On the higher side, I can put something. So, Srishti Drishti Vada, actually 3 levels, Hariji, Srishti Drishti Vada, Srishti Vada, then you go to Ajata Vada. So, if right now I am an Ajnani, so the world is already there, existing for me. When I'm born here, the world is already existing here. So now I start interacting with this world. So the Srishti and then Drishti. So my experience with the world followed with the existence of the world already existing here. So then all Vedanta comes to how you go inside and all that. So right now we are in Ajnani status. Then if you go to the next level, which is Srishti Drishti Vada, Drishti Srishti Vada. Now take an example of dream. So there is no Jagat here. Now there is something you are seeing which is going to be created. So the dream is created when you go into the dream. A human goes into the dream, right? So the dream is created, then you experience that within that. So that means I am a little ahead of this Agnani, my experience always experiencing with the world as Agnani. But now I see the world the way I see the dream, which is like, okay, this is my, I got a little bit enlightened. So this is dream. Now I see, what about the world, which is it real? No, no, I see it as dream. So you know what is dream. So even that one is also going to be dream for me. Now I get more enlightened. Now I become like Gaudapada Acharya, who says that there is no creation in the first place. So it is in the causal state, deep sleep state, you are like, it's a continuous thing. I mean, you got enlightened to that extent. And for example, when that enlightened person has shown that, hey, there is a table here, then he says that, where is the table? I don't see the table. I see only the wood there. Now, so he starts seeing everything as Brahman only. So that's the third state where this Ajatavada, where is no creation, because it's all Brahman to me. Whatever I see, it is Brahman to me. So those are the three gradations as you go from one level to the other level. So that's how it is.
The gradation is, first level is seeing Jagat as Satyam, then seeing Jagat as like a dream. It is Pratibhasika Satyam. Then seeing Jagat as non-existent.
Right.
And what is existent is Brahma only. Ajatavada. Okay. So the first one is what? Srishti, Drishti, Srishti or Srishti, Drishti?
Srishti Drishtivada. So the Jagat is already existing for me when I am coming here.
Right. Right. So the first one is what? It is, therefore I see. It is, therefore I see. First one. Second one is I see, therefore it is. I see, therefore it is.
Correct.
I hope you're following, right? Everybody's following, right? World is, therefore I see. World is already there. Whether I see it or not, world is there. So world is, therefore I see. Dream is what? I see, therefore it is. Dream is created by me, therefore I see the dream, therefore dream is. If I did not see the dream, dream will not be there. So that is the Drishti Srishti Vada. Drishti Drishti, Drishti Srishti. I see Drishti. I'm Pashyami, therefore it is, dream is. And the last one is what? It's neither of the two. Neither of the two. This dichotomy, the Dvandva itself is Mithya. Mithya. Mithyatvam has to be brought in. Mithyatvam. Is what? Srishti is neither Satyam nor Anritam. It's neither Satyam nor totally non-existent. If it was totally non-existent, we will not even be talking about it. It won't be there to talk about it all. Then what is it? It's just hanging in the air, like somewhere hanging. Mithya. Mithya. Gaudapada will say, world is not existent. Be prepared for that. Be prepared for that. Non-existent. Because either Brahma exists or world exists. Two things cannot exist at the same time, right? In the same place. So very interesting it is. So that's the answer, Hariji. What is the answer? So make sure we are not confused about this. First one is Drishti Srishti Vadaha. Is what I see, therefore it is. That idea is called Drishti Srishti Vadaha. The second one was Drishti Drishti Vada. Srishti. I created, I have to first create. Therefore, Srishti. Sorry.
No, Jayakumarji. Yeah, no, Jayakumarji. Yeah. Yeah.
Drishti
First is Srishti,
Drishtivada.
Srishti, Drishti. Then Drishti, Srishti.
Okay. First one is Srishti. Srishti Asti. Srishti Asti. Therefore, I see. Second one is Drishti Srishti. Correct. I see. Therefore, it is. So I can say whether there is a dream or there is no dream, depending on if I see it or not. Or second one is drishti srishti. I see, therefore it is. So I see, therefore it is. Third one is what? Third one is mithyatva of the seer is also mithya, the seen is also mithya. All these are statuses which come and go, and therefore everything is mithya. And there is only one Satyam, Jagan Mithya, Brahma Satyam. Good, thank you for that reminder.
What is it called? Third one is called what?
Third one is Advaita Drishti.
And I thought Prasad ji said 3 levels, right? So there is a name for this?
Ajatavada.
So in that context, that is said. Ajata.
Ajata.
Ata means born. Ajata means
Unborn?
really speaking, nothing is born. Really speaking, only Brahma exists. And Brahma is Nirgunam. So it can't even create anything. So that's how it works. So it's a great view. It's a very important view.
Hariji, you are muted. He's talking. You are muted.
But I have two things. Prasad Garu, can you send me some literature about this for me to read a little more?
I can
If you
write down
don't.
whatever in my mind and send it to you. No problem. I don't think I have.
Yeah.
I
I
only go
will.
listen. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
Prasad,
Meera ji knows my name.
Prasad, I'll give you an idea. You go to Chat GPT and then you say exactly what you said this. We were discussing and one of the students asked me, one of my friends asked me this question. Can you clearly tell me? And then Chat GPT will put it in all bold, bulletize it, number one, number two, everything you should do. Aha. What beauty it is, Chat GPT.
I don't know about Vedanta. Either whether ChatGPT is.
Presentation is everything.
And then you can even ask, what are the key differences between Srishti, Sthiti, Srishti, Drishti, and Drishti, Srishti? Key differences. You again pose the same question differently. How does Advaita Vedanta differ from these two? My God, Prasad can now send you big literature. It will be really awesome.
Guruji, when we talk about Ajatavada, again, can we correlate that with Asti? Not Asmi, Asti. That only existence. When there is only pure existence, then the question of birth and death doesn't exist. That means creation and non-creation.
From the point
it is
of view,
pure existence.
Yeah. From the point of view of Paramarthika Satyam, yes. Asti.
It is pure Astitvam. There
Correct.
is no. Yeah. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Prasad, go ahead.
So there's a question, a subtle question here. So from what you said from the last class and today's class, when I combine, and we talked about in the last class also in the Satsang. So every experience has got isness in it, right? And I was talking about like how do we recognize that? Because so in that experience, what is it that corresponds to that I am? So in I am here is not like Agamapai, but I mean I'm using it for existence consciousness, because I and am has existence and consciousness. So what is it that corresponds? So then the argument comes based on from last class and today's class. It is the cause and effect. So the cause is seen as appeared as effect. So we talked about cause and effect. The other understanding is that it is basically the nature of the Brahman to experience. The nature of the Brahman is to experience. So the experience here is existence is already in there. So it is existence we are talking about. Now, next level, I'm thinking now, so far it is like what we talked about in the last and first class, this class. So, but the causality of the cause is lost, means like there is no cause. I mean, I'm going one step ahead to ask the question. So then what is it? Again, pointing to that I am. Am I clear? So it is based on the nature of the Brahman. I am saying that it is the existence, which is, in my experience, the experience has got two aspects. One is that isness, unchanging isness, and the changing name and form. So we are talking about that unchanging isness. This isness we talked about as the cause and effect so far from this sloka mantra number 12. Now, if let's say there is no cause, if I say, because based on a step, the causality of that cause is lost. There is no cause as such, because I mean, the relevant question within that is the appearance does require cause. That's another question, actually. Does appearance require a cause? Now, for this, I'm saying that the cause is lost. Now, what is it that I am? How do I know that? What is this pointing to that I am?
Yeah. So, does appearance require a cause? So, appearance means drishti. Okay. Recognition of forms. Okay. Thoughts, whatever. Recognition of things, subtle or gross. So, it requires a cause means what? It requires a setup. The setup. How are you able to see things if somebody says? You can't have a good answer. The answer is what? I have eyes are made in a particular way. There are things, and suddenly sight happens. So that Prakriti. This is the way Prakriti operates. Purusham Prakritim Chain. Prakriti. And then is when you say Purusha, you talk about Purusha, Brahma, Atma. And your question was what? What was your specific question?
So the ease. So far we talked about the easiness, which is the cause in the effect, cause and effect relation. Now I'm saying there's no cause. Cause is lost.
Right. Suppose no cause means what? No cause means causal status is gone. Causal status is gone. Everything is still happening the way it should happen. Okay. But you can't really point to something and say, here is the cause. But because the student said there is an effect, there are so many things. And what caused these things? What caused this world? Suppose the question is asked. Then the answer has to be given as a cause. Brahma is Jagat Karana. Correct?
Yes.
But then the study progresses further. And then we come to the conclusion that Brahma is neither cause nor effect. Brahma cannot cause anything, really speaking. Why? Because Brahma is pure existence, which I can appreciate. How I can appreciate Brahma is pure existence? I can appreciate because that is me. And that's the uniqueness of existence also. You can't point to something and say that is existence. You can't point to Atma. Yare, Balua. Just a minute.
Are from the US. What is your country code?
Oh, one. US 1.
Yeah, +1.
+1.
So Prasad, the answer to that is what? Existence. If somebody asks, how do you experience existence? What is the answer to that?
Existence, that's the question actually. So
I exist. I exist. I exist. That's the
Yeah.
answer.
Every experience,
I think so. I am.
every experience you have is because of existence.
Yeah.
Experience is existence is what makes experience possible.
Yes.
And experience is not an object. I mean, existence is not an object. If you say, I want to experience existence, then what are you doing? You are converting subject into an object. And subject can never be object.
Hmm.
Impossible. You can have so many objects in this universe. Universe has object, 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 object only. But there is only one entity which can never be object. $1 billion question. What is that one entity that can never be object? It is called
Guruji,
subject.
Guruji, there the
Huh?
sorry. No, but I understood the first question of Prasad ji was, is easiness has got a cause. Have I understood you correctly?
No, that is not the question, Harizi. No.
No, that's
Ah.
not the question. How do you experience these? Because we are all experience hunters, and we have become experience hunters. So we are always looking for experience. But every experience is made possible because of easiness. You exist. That is why experience is possible.
It is indubitable that the existence of mind. So
It is the essence of every experience.
it's me.
Even if you say, I don't experience anything right now, that also is.
That also is an experience.
That doesn't mean existence is disappeared. It means existence is there for you to say that statement that I don't experience anything. Not existent, that also is not possible. So
Like deep sleep.
So we have to be very careful here, Prasad. We have to be very careful here because the search for experiencing existence, that idea should slowly go away. Really go. It has to go away. Otherwise, it will become a barrier for this Vidya. The only barrier for Vidya is experience. Think about it.
Yeah.
The biggest barrier for Vidya is experience. Because our search for Artha, Kama, and Dharma is all based on experience only. And I experience all the pleasure I experience, pain I experience. Therefore, now I've got this new thing called Atma and Brahma, and I am looking for that experience. No, wrong. Wrong approach. Totally wrong approach. Totally wrong approach. I am that essence because of which all experiences happen. I sustain all experiences. All experiences resolve into me. All these ideas have to come. Only if we let go of the idea that I want to experience Atma.
The objectification becomes a problem. So because we are trying to objectify
Objectification becomes a huge barrier because Atma can never be objectified.
So
That's why Dharma, it's a big thing. It's a big barrier. That's why Swamiji often says, if you get stuck in that, it becomes a trap. Wanting to experience Atma becomes a trap. Nowhere, I've been studying Shastram for so many years. Nowhere it talks about experiencing Atma. Nowhere. Not there at all. Anubhava also used, Shankaracharya used the word Anubhava. Aprokshanubhuti and all is there. That Anubhava is what? Bhava is being. Bhava is being. Correct? Bhava is being. And Anubhava, in keeping with the being, in keeping with Atma. Your understanding must be in keeping with the existence, Bhava. Which should not be translated as experience, even though one meaning of the word Anubhava is experience. How was your Anubhava when you visited Canada? Did you meet Premaji? I can ask the question. So Anubhava, you can explain. But in Vedanta Shastram, Anubhava is not that. Anubhava is your understanding. Yathatmyam, look at that word. Yathatmyam, he said that, right? Just some time ago. We saw that. Buddhirhi naf pramanam sadasadoho yathatmya avagame. That's how we started this class today. Yathatmyam. Yathabhuta drishtihi. That is the meaning of Anubhava. So we have to let go of this idea.
தமிழ்ல ஒரு வார்த்தை சொல்லுவா, விண்டவர் கண்டிலர் கண்டவர் விண்டிலர். விண்டவர் கண்டிலர்னாக்கா அதை பத்தி பேசினாள்னாக்கா தேவ் நாட் சீன் இட். கண்டவர் விண்டிலர், இஃப் தேவ் சீன் இட் தே வில் நாட் டாக் அபவுட் இட். அதுக்கு என்ன அர்த்தம் எனக்கு தெரியாது, பட் அது கேட்டிருக்கேன். தட் இஸ் சம்திங் இன்ட்ரீகிங் ஃபார் மீ.
It's the source of that is Kathopanishad. Kathopanishad. What is the mantra in Kathopanishad? Nonam vedeti vedacha, yonas tadveda tadveda, nonam vedeti vedacha. Like this very tongue twisting mantra is this. Yadi manyase suvedeti. If you say you understood Atma very well,
You have not understood.
Tapramevapi nunam tam vetha. That means you did not understand Brahma at all. Then what about me? Manye viditam. He doesn't say I know Atma. He says Atma is understood. Atma is understood, he says. Yeah, Atma is never an object. So very beautiful. These are all profound statements. And that's where that Tamil statement also. Kandavan?
No, muted.
கண்டவர் விண்டிலர் விண்டவர் கண்டிலர்.
Kandavar vindilar, vindavar kandilar.
Kandilar. In fact, he spoke about something else, that the table, I'm not seeing the table, I'm only seeing the wood. For that also, மரத்தில் மறைந்தது மாமத யானை, மரத்தை மறைத்தது மாமத யானை. There is something like that.
பரத்தை மறைத்தது பார்முதல் பூதம், பரத்தில் மறைந்தது
பார்முதல்.
திருமூலர். So that's the idea, Prasad. We need to be careful there.
Yeah.
This experience. The Shastram we are studying, we are analyzing experience, but we are not trying to look for a new experience. Atma experience, Brahma experience. No. Such a thing is not there. It is a Shastric view. Yeah.
I'm asking this from keeping the view of Karya-Karanavada also, where it finally says, Aparodha, Nisheda, what do you got? Superimposition and desuperimpposition I'm talking about. Adhyaropapavada. So from that perspective, so now this, I think what we talked about is like Adhyaropa, where I'm actually posing onto the object. So now I'm trying to say that Nishedapavada is like taking away that the cause also. There's no cause basically. So then what? So the moment we remove that by going through the Nishedapavada, where the cause is removed, then so that the answer to that actually I'm looking at. So it is now understood. It is basically me. The answer is me, basically. So, which is that witness consciousness.
Correct. So you can't say, I want to experience me.
Yeah.
That's a wrong statement. That statement itself is wrong.
Right.
I want to experience me is a wrong statement. You've been all along experiencing because you exist in your experience. That existence. And to appreciate the existence, we need the Shastra. Yeah, I don't know who I am.
I think Vedanta is not for showing, using the showing as filler, that I am awareness, but it is for this awareness, this witness consciousness is unlimited Brahma. Is that correct statement?
Sorry, this witness?
It is not for showing that I am awareness. because Vedanta takes me and shows me that I am Brahman, or unlimited Brahman. So I can say the Vedanta which I am reading is not to show that I am awareness, because all along that is the indubitable thing which I know, that I am awareness. I exist. So it is actually to show that this awareness, this witness consciousness is unlimited Brahman.
Correct. Correct. That is why Neti Neti.
Maybe.
That is why analysis of the world. Analysis of Ishvara. And that leads to analysis of Atma, self, Jiva. So it's beautiful. It brings the whole thing together. It leaves nothing, it takes nothing for granted. It takes nothing for granted. Good. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guruji, this shloka, yayenam veti antaram yaschainam manyate hatam, ubhautau na vijanitaha nayam hantina hanyate. Here it completely, all the objects of experience and your experience is being ruled out. Correct?
Right. And nasato vidyate bhavaha, na bhavo vidyate sataha is also there.
Yeah.
And yeah, both.
The doer as well as the experiences, both are mithya.
Nayam
Experience what we do with respect to the world. So that's what it, yeah.
Correct. Anything that I experience is subject to Hananam. Or will do Hananam of something else. But here, Nayam Mantina Hanyate.
Both are in the mithya category.
Right, exactly. Aham Satyam.
The conclusion comes to Nachamastani Bhutani. It will conclude that it is nothing but. So going to you the consciousness, in me the consciousness, and finally nothing but the consciousness. So that way it Mastani, those 2, 4 and 5 will conclude with highest knowledge there.
Anything pending?
Guruji, we are for the last 2, 3 classes, we are all along talking about existence. Where the consciousness fit in? Are we going to that stage?
Right. So the question is are there 2 things now? Existence and then consciousness. So existence in Sanskrit is called Sat. Sat. Consciousness is Chit or Chaitanya. So, fortunately, Sat is Chit. Chit is Sat. That existence is consciousness. When you analyze the word, when you analyze pot, etc., and then we say pot is Mithya, clay is Satyam. That clay is Sat, existence. Clay exists. When we analyze the self, we appreciate awareness. Same way you can analyze the self also, Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, etc. But then because consciousness is manifest in the human being, in the mind, then that way I can appreciate consciousness. And then I equate both. That consciousness and existence cannot be 2 different things. Why? Because I exist and I am conscious also. So consciousness is existence. Existence must be consciousness. Consciousness must be existent. This must happen.
And if I have to appreciate and acknowledge that I am existing, I should be conscious.
Correct. Correct. So I should be conscious is okay.
May not be the correct word.
I should be conscious means I am consciousness.
Okay.
Because I should be conscious means I can see so many things, etc.
Agree. Okay.
He is unconscious, I am conscious. Okay. But here we go a little further and say I am consciousness. which makes me say I am conscious of the universe, of everything else, all that.
Very good.
That's how the study
Very good.
goes. Thank
Thank
you. Om Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarva Maya Vinashanaya Trailokyanataya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha.